All right, here are solutions to quiz 5 for Math 112. We're asked to convert here. Convert from degrees to radians or radians to degrees. So we're given 30 degrees. The way you convert from degrees to radians is you multiply by 2 pi. Well, one way to do it is 2 pi radians divided by 360 degrees. Maybe, you know what, I'm not going to do it that way. An easier way to do it is to multiply, say, pi radians is the exact same as 180 degrees. And let's see, 30 goes, the zeros cancel out, and 3 goes into 18 6 times. So what we get is that 30 degrees is the same as pi over 6 radians. Okay. The same idea with 240 degrees. We're going to multiply by pi radians divided by 180 degrees. The zeros cancel out. 24 over 18. They're both divisible by, 6? So that's 4/3 leaves over. 4/3 pi or 4 pi over 3. Something like that. Okay, and now we want to convert from radians to degrees. Pi over 4 radians. I'm going to multiply that by 180 degrees divided by pi. And what I get is 180 over 4. 180 degrees divided by 4. 180 divided by 2 is 90. And 90 divided by 2 is 45. So what I get is that's 45 degrees. Finally, 11 pi over 6 radians. Multiply that by 180 degrees over pi. Pi's cancel out. 180 divided by 6 is 30. That sound right? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, so it's 11 times 30. I'll write that. Well, let's say 11 times 3 is 33. So 11 times 30 would be 330 degrees. Nice. Let's see. Okay, moving on to the next one. I guess that's all for part 1. For part 2, consider this circle. The radius is 18. I got 15 pi as this arc length here. Find the measure of this angle in degrees. The measure of this angle right here. Well, first let's figure out how many radians it is. And use our arc length formula. Arc length is equal to the good basketball game going on. Boston College is about to beat Duke, which would be awesome. Arc length is equal to r times radians. And we know r is 18 in this picture. And we know that the arc length is 15 pi. So what we get is that our radians, the radians measure of the angle, which I'll denote as RAD, is 15 divided by 18, which is the same as 5/6 pi. But it wants it in degrees. So let's say 5 pi. You know, I should have written this better. Well, shoot. I'll just leave it how it is. I don't want 5 pi over 6 radians. I want to know in degrees, and the way I can change that to degrees is I can say there's 180 degrees in every pi radians. So the pi's cancel, and what I'm left with is the pi's cancel, and 6 and 180. 180 divided by 6 is 30. So what I get is 5 times 30 degrees, which is the same as 150 degrees. So the measure of this angle, 150 degrees. Find the area of the slice of the circle that's made up from this angle. Okay, area, we have a formula for also. Okay, I guess maybe I'll derive this one. The area of a circle is pi r squared, so the area of a slice of a circle is kind of the fraction of the circle, which I can denote as the radians divided by 2 pi. This is kind of the fraction of the circle times pi r squared. But the pi's cancel out, and so what I get is that it's r squared times the radians divided by 2. All right, and we already know that the radius is 18, so we got 18 squared. And then the radians, we figured that out above. It was 5 pi over 6. But then in our formula here, you got to divide by 2, so divide this entire thing by 2. And then, I don't know, here you kind of have some choices. You can try to reduce this on your own. You can say this is 18 times 18 times 5/6 times pi times 1/2 for this 2 on the bottom. And then this 6 and 6 from this 18 cancel out, leaving you with 3. And this 2 and 2 from this 18 cancel out, leaving you with 9. So you get a 9, and then a 3, and then a 5, and then a pi. So you got to figure out what's 9 times 3 times 5 pi. That's 15 times 9. 15 times 10 is 150. So if we subtract 15 from that, you get 135 pi. Or you put it into a calculator and you figure out that this mess right here is 135 pi. Either way is fine. This is nonsense. And that is the end of this quiz.